off the pizza, but now I can eat it with cheese. So,
Well, hello. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Sorry, we're keeping it laid back there. I'm gonna go there in the middle in a second. Let me just make sure everything's good. Hey everyone, welcome to a marathon of benefiting good people in cause. I am the J-Man, of course. You know us all from the Super Review Show. This is Bill. This is Justin. Catherine has joined us once before as well. We are now live on YouTube. So for those of you who don't know, we don't normally go live on Saturdays, unless it's Monday or Wednesday for our shows that I do. But today, especially today, we are going to be doing a marathon, not like a 24-hour marathon, but just like it's 6, maybe 7 hours of answering your questions. And on top of answering your questions regarding movies, music, television, anything else you want to ask us. Sports, football season's coming to a close.
it's the playoffs.
The playoffs, of course. But not only that,
Books, we got a writer here. So,
we got a writer right here, of course.
So if you want to ask book questions,
Anything regarding books, you name it. But also the main reason why we're doing this live stream in the first place is because to benefit some foundations and charities in our local area about where we live. They don't know we're doing this, but
surprise,
surprise, we're helping you out. In the description of each one of these segments we're gonna do, there's this one right here we're gonna do right now. Then there's also we're gonna do a part 2, part 3, maybe part 4 at some point later today. But ultimately, we ask you can ask us questions all you want, but we also encourage you to donate to the links down below in the description of the video, because that way you can donate to Hope on a Mission, which is a foundation that helps out people in our local community to eat and have people help people like who just can't afford to eat or have trouble doing that to eat in general. Friends of JACLYN, I'll let Bill explain what that is.
Yeah, Friends of JACLYN is a organization that sets up kids with cancer with college sports teams. It's founded after JACLYN Murphy, who had cancer, and she basically got adopted or paired up with the Northwestern girls lacrosse team. The story is great. HBO did a few things on it for Brian Gumbel with Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. I had the absolute pleasure of interviewing JACLYN a couple years ago on my podcast. And
that's the coffee.
Coffee's on. Her and her family are absolutely great people. They're doing great things. So please.
You can get it. You're fine.
So please, anything you have, please donate.
Anything to support people in need. We're doing that today.
And there's more organizations, right?
Oh yeah, there's one more organization as well. There's an organization called the John Bon Jovi Soul Foundation. What that foundation
JT, the John Bon Jovi?
Yes.
The John Bon Jovi.
He has no idea we're doing this to help him out.
Hi, John.
Hi, John. We love you. You're incredible, whatever. Yes, I went to your foundation one morning and you were not there supporting.
And they said you were going to be there.
And they said you were going to be there. That's
Shame.
Regardless, though. What the John Bon Jovi Soul Foundation does, it's a foundation that I actually have donated to on my own time, and I've donated like the minimum donation like $10, and I donated the money there because what they do is they support people in need by building affordable housing for people in the greater northeast of the country, at least in Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York to an extent, somewhat of Massachusetts a little bit. They're starting to spread more locations across the country. I've been to the JBJ Soul Kitchens. It's fantastic, wonderful experience, but I cannot recommend it enough. And but the money does not go to us at all.
We are not taking a dime.
We do not touch the money. The money goes directly to those foundations in the description below. The links are there. Check it out. And yeah, but you're stuck with us now on the Super Review Show.
And you know what? I'm going to make it a little spicy.
Spicy.
If we get to $250,
oh boy,
I will serve aliens virtual drinks in VR. I brought a VR headset.
You did?
I did.
Dude, that's awesome.
Woo!
So we might be playing around with that for a little bit. But yeah, so 200, but here's the thing there's one problem, Justin.
What?
We don't know if these good people donated because it goes right to the organizations.
Oh darn.
Sorry, we won't be able to track it, so that's all right.
But we gotta think of something now.
Oh yeah. Well,
How about with likes?
listen. The more people who like this video, I can keep track of who likes the video or not. I will say this too. I want to give a shout out to our #1 fan, Doctor Matt Hemsley.
Dr. Hemsley's watching.
You're watching us.
Hey, Doc.
All right, then let me amend this. 100 likes.
That's a lot. I mean, well, can we go to like 20? That might be more realistic in our world of
Let's go 25.
25. Take it or leave it. There we go.
Oh, maybe
So-
a little
And that's how you haggle.
Oh, so Matt Hemsley asked our first question of the day. Matt Hemsley says, "What do you think about Usher being the Super Bowl halftime show music artist of this year?"
Ugh.
Well, Usher is the Super Bowl halftime show this year. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
When was the last time he had a hit?
The last time we had a what?
Oh my God.
Cute organ noise.
I'll do it again till I don't hit the big stuff.
I think that was Will I Am's last hit.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No, actually, no, he had that one with Britney.
With Will I Am and Britney.
Who else is he doing it by himself? Because
I don't
he
know.
always
Those are usually surprises.
You know what?
needs
They
somebody to
they
help him
probably one of two things is happening here. One, he has something coming out. Or two, this is what the Pepsi and Super Bowl consider a safe option.
I would say so.
Well,
I
because
guess he won't have a nip slip or anything.
well,
too.
the Janet Jackson thing, because if you know, because I am actually thinking about JT and I've been talking like before
Yeah.
the Super Bowl, we're actually thinking about doing like a something for like ranking Super Bowl halftime shows of the 21st century thus far.
That's far, yeah. That'd be a hell of a list.
But there was actually a we all remember when we all saw Janet Jackson's nipples.
yeah.
Actually, I don't remember that. But
Well,
You were kind of young at
yeah, well, I'll explain it. Janet Jackson
We all
was
are.
actually at first, yeah, I get into weird details, please excuse me. Janet Jackson was actually first gonna be the halftime show 2 years prior, but then 9/11 happened, and it was either Janet Jackson didn't feel safe being on there because she canceled her tour that year, or the NFL said, "Hey, we need to find something more appropriate," and they ended up going with U2, which was a great halftime show, by the way. But
Mhm.
then they gave her a rain check 2 years later, and when she was doing the halftime show, there was, I think Nelly was there, Kid Rock was there, and then Justin Timberlake came on,
Yeah.
and they did the song "Rock Your Body."
Oh yeah.
And then, you know that one, "I'm gonna have you naked by the end of this song." And then he ripped off a piece of Janet Jackson's
costume.
clothing, and we all saw Janet Jackson's nipple, and people went insane. And there was actually, for a time, from 2005 to 2010, that when they did all like the classic rock stuff, they did Paul McCartney, Rolling Stones,
The
The
Who.
Who,
Tom Petty.
Prince, because Bruce,
Bruce.
because they wanted to do something more safe, and they actually stayed away from female artists for a while because of that. So, but anyway, getting back to Usher, I'm gonna be honest. What is the NFL thinking? Like seriously,
I thought Usher was yesterday.
He was yesterday. He was, like I said, the last time he had a hit was the beginning of last decade.
Yeah.
and they would have gotten Taylor Swift.
But she's currently in her latest era of
They should have gone Pitbull. He's better.
Is he big enough though?
I think he is.
Maybe as like a guest artist, but
I don't know.
yeah, like there were reasons why they never got Taylor Swift to do the halftime show, because one was
Kanye.
actually
Oh God.
no, because there was a
Sorry.
span of years. I want to say it was from like 2013 to like 2022. The Super Bowl halftime show was sponsored by Pepsi, and she was the spokesperson for Diet Coke.
Oh, right.
Mm.
And also, like I think it was last year, they offered it to her. All she had to do was say yes, and it was hers. But
She said
as
no.
we all know, she's re-recording all her albums right now.
Yep.
and it's something with the contract and Scooter Braun,
Mm-hmm.
who was also Justin Bieber's manager, and we all know.
Well,
At least Justin Bieber's not doing the halftime show.
we can't even sing anymore.
Well, he's got health issues, and listen,
Yeah.
I might not be his biggest fan, but I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Usher, it's kind of a strange choice in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think.
I just think there's so many better artists.
Reminds me of that time they got the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, we're not discussing that. That was a horrible.
That was.
I would say, in my opinion, one of the two worst halftime shows.
I think that broke up.
What was the other
I
worst?
think that broke up the Black Eyed Peas.
Maroon 5.
More on 5?
Yeah, it's just Adam Levine didn't look like he even wanted to be there.
Adam Levine doesn't look like he wants to do music.
No, he really doesn't.
He's just girls like you. And I'm like, is he on sleeping pills or something?
He gives-
Does he wake them
My
up?
dad really doesn't like Adam
Gives a
Levine. He
minimal.
thinks he's arrogant.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
he
can
is.
kind of see that.
Um,
I can kind of see that.
he just gives the minimal effort, and yet people love him. I don't get it.
So, answering Dr. Hemsley's question, I think we have to answer the good doctor's question here.
Hi, Dr. Matt Hemsley. I think I met you once.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. You did.
In Beacon.
Yes.
Oh, is he going to get ice cream with us?
Yes. Him and my friend Micah.
Okay.
I still have to meet Dr. Hemsley, just saying. And
Yeah.
You haven't met him?
He has not met
I
Dr.
think they're
Hemsley in
best friends or
person.
something.
well, I haven't met him in person though, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, and if you're free March 6th, Hemsley, we need you for our Oscar thing. We
Yes.
need you.
Oh, he just said in the chat board. I think the NFL may have specifically chose someone who was popular in the 90s and 2000s, similar to the hip hop halftime shows from a few months ago.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia purposes.
I actually don't think that one with because I'm not really into hip hop.
Yeah,
So
me either.
Yeah, well,
I
a
actually
lot of
didn't-
people are.
I didn't despise that halftime show. It's just not my type of music, and I can give credit for. I think they're talented and they do what they do.
Vinny Levine is watching us, by the way.
Hey, Vinny.
He said it could be worse. It could be Imagine Dragons.
Hey, no, that would actually be a good halftime show.
Yeah.
I saw
Uh-oh.
Imagine Dragons.
Me
Still
too.
getting fired up.
That bad. I mean, like they weren't my favorite band, but they weren't bad.
Catherine, they were actually my first concert.
Oh, cool! In my second concert,
Yeah, where'd you see them?
Newark.
I saw them in Connecticut
Nice.
Cool.
at a certain casino, which name I'm not going to give out for product thing,
Oh yeah,
but
the product placement. Just like all the Transformers movies.
yes,
Bud Light. I'm just kidding.
not sponsored.
No, we're not sponsored. Don't sue us. But yeah, so like I said, if you're watching us live right now, please send us more questions about anything in the world of music, movies, television, books. Yes, books. Could not forget that. Books,
Sports.
sports,
Comics.
comic
Comics.
books. Ask us anything you want. If not, I'm gonna be bringing out the book over there and start reading out of a book to all of you.
Well,
And that-
We're opening out Reddit.
And then we're gonna be bored out of
we
our minds.
might have to do that. We haven't done that in a while. I think we might have opened
We
up
only
some
did
Reddit.
that once.
Yeah,
I don't know what
We
happened.
did that once. I tried sending them. I sent the footage to you.
Of what?
The
Reddit stuff.
stories.
Oh no.
Yeah, because so please, because at least where we are in the world, it is freaking freezing outside.
It's like 10 degrees right now.
My book for 1 minute.
Yes, go ahead.
Love
Plug.
your book.
Plug
Alright,
away.
My latest book, my 6th book, is coming out in March, and it's called The Meg and Other Shark Stories, because each personal essay represents a shark.
Well, that's interesting.
Thank you.
One of
And
my
that will be
favorite
my book.
animals.
What about basking sharks, Justin? We'll tell that story later. But anyway, but no, so
Baskin sharks
JT, you
are
might have to
so
restrain
pretty.
me at one point of this stream.
We have a fight on camera. No, I'm sorry. What were you saying, Catherine? Sorry.
I'm saying Baskin sharks look so funny.
Oh,
They have like a whole mouth, so they just swim. As they swim, they just collect little fish in their mouths. They just go
Like
open mouth all the time.
Oh, we have some questions coming up in the chat board.
good.
Yeah.
Good questions. Good questions. All right. So
From who?
Dr. Van Ham's already he said he's willing to come on our show on when the nominations come out Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Well, they come on Tuesday, but we're not doing the. We'll talk about this later.
Wait, he says sorry. He said I hope I'll be there March 6th. Any movies you want to see do well with the Oscar nominations on Tuesday?
I think Oppenheimer's going to do well.
Oppenheimer's going to do well. I think Barbie might actually get something too. Are we talking? Sorry,
You saw it, Jeff. You two saw it.
I saw it too.
I'm the only one on this couch who hasn't seen it. I have not seen it.
Oh, Bill, it's great.
I
So-
might have to watch it
I
now,
thought
don't
he's
I?
a little heavy-handed. I was just like, okay, we get it, feminism, but I just thought it was a little too
What-
much.
Would there be like?
It's definitely a movie that's made with a female gaze. If you're familiar with that term.
Would you please explain it to the good folks who are watching?
So a lot of blockbuster movies have been accused, many rightly so, of being written with a male gaze, meaning written from a male perspective on things like gender, sexuality, all that.
Mhm.
This Barbie really tried to hammer down the female gaze perspective. And one of the big points of the movie was Barbie Land was a land ruled by the Barbies, and Kens were sort of seen as
Subservient.
subservient. Yeah.
Or just seen as total morons. And you know what? I'm going to just say this for us men. We kind of are. We basically screw everything up. That was a joke.
I'm one of them. I'm just kidding.
No, we
we
screw everything up.
We're just joking. Yeah, help yourself. But you're gonna see us eating on camera too.
Yeah,
so-
we got stuff here. I bought stuff. We got bagels. We're gonna.
We're gonna make you jealous.
We're gonna make you
You're gonna
jealous.
want our food.
You're gonna want all of the. There we go. Mozzarella sticks and pizza bites.
We got
Plus,
taquitos upstairs.
taquitos, bagels. You name it. I'm just monitoring the chat board. Don't mind me. Anything else for
But
for our Oscar nominations?
yeah, I have not seen Poor Things yet.
I
I
haven't
haven't
either.
seen it either.
I haven't seen Holdovers.
We saw it, Justin.
Yeah, I know
I
you guys
did.
saw
Is
it.
it good?
I
Justin-
really liked it.
Justin really liked it. I liked it, but I was a little put off by the length. I thought it
How long
could
was
have
it?
There.
ended 2.5 hours. I thought it could have ended a little before it needed to. I thought it was like, okay, now it's ending. Okay, now it's ending. Okay, now it's really ending. It was just kind of like that.
I know movies
it's-
like that.
It was
2 hours,
it-
15 minutes.
It was a good movie though. If you want to watch in 2 parts at home, I would recommend that.
It's not your typical Christmas movie.
Mm.
It is definitely a Christmas movie though.
So is it basically like the Die Hard, the Batman Return?
No. No. It's I almost want to say it's like what Dutch was to Thanksgiving movies.
Hmm.
But a little more dry, a little less exaggerated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I'm trying to think of any other movies I saw this year that
I think. Do we think? Do we think Mario is going to be nominated for best animated feature? Seriously.
I'm thinking about that.
You know,
Here we go.
I don't know.
Okay, so 5 nominees, right?
For best animated feature.
For best animated. So you have Across the Spider-Verse is a given.
Given.
There's that one anime movie that everyone's raving about.
Oh yeah, that I forgot the name of it.
Is that Miyazaki's last film?
Maybe. I don't
My
know.
brother and his girlfriend actually saw it recently.
Well, how was it?
They said they liked it.
Let's see here.
I feel like if there's a choice of the animated ones, it's gonna go to Across the Spider-Verse.
I could see that.
Because I haven't seen it, but everybody's buzzing about how great it is.
I know, right?
Justin and I saw it.
I know.
I really liked it.
Here's the thing though, like Disney's output has been kind of lacking
Yeah.
this year. We had Wish, which a lot of critics did not like.
Mm.
They said it sounded like it was written by AI.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was.
But we can't mock AI. They're gonna take us over one day.
I
watch.
hope.
They're gonna take us over.
I'm a writer.
Um,
I fucking hate AI. Every time I try to do a submission, like on a paper or poem or anything, it goes, you must check that this is not you, not AI. You check that box and
So
I think Elemental might have a chance.
the one thing I'll give AI
Mutant
credit-
Mayhem, TMNT Mutant Mayhem, I think was excellent and deserves to be nominated. But
Unfortunate that no one saw it though.
it's an honor just to be nominated.
But with Best Picture in general, I think Killers of the Flower Moon is gonna get nominated.
yes,
Yep.
I
We,
think Oppenheimer is gonna have a lock though, personally.
Mm.
but Killers of the Flower Moon, we sat through that.
We did all what was it, 4 hours, 15 minutes?
3 hours.
I have the trembling hand, so I spilled
Oh,
it.
I thought you were reacting to the light.
Oh,
Do you remember, Justin, when we went to go see it and there was those people sitting behind us and there was this guy going like, oh my God, this movie is so long. Remember that, Justin?
I actually don't.
I would.
Okay, it was 3.5 hours.
And he's like,
Wow.
and I hear him, he was talking to his wife, girlfriend, whoever.
His fiance.
He's saying like, God, this movie's like 5 hours long. And I'm like sitting there, shut up.
You should have turned around and just said something.
Like,
You
guys,
should have done the opposite and then be like, "Shut up, you stupid!"
Say no one's forcing you to be here.
you gotta
Bless
show,
Bless
you
you.
gotta show
Sorry.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You gotta show some, you know.
You could walk out.
And then he goes, and then I remember they pull up the runtime 3 hours and 27 minutes, and I'm like, and
Okay,
his wife,
I do remember that part.
his wife and his girlfriend said, or his girlfriend, whoever, was saying,
Honey, we can always stay until the end.
saying, do you want to go? And I remember, Justin, I remember you were thinking, please.
Do you remember when we tried to see Five Nights at Freddy's?
What
Yes.
happened?
Oh, it was
Kids.
the kids.
Oh, why would you take
No.
your kids to a movie like
Many.
that?
Actually, they loved every minute of it. So
You got it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy is very, very popular on YouTube,
It is.
especially with Let's Players. Do you know who watches a lot of Let's Players?
Kids.
Kids.
The kids.
They are already desensitized to that kind of stuff.
Wow.
This audience, they ate up every single bit of it. And from what I understand from like hardcore fans, like the movie itself does the games justice, which now I really don't want to explore the games anymore, but because the movie was so damn convoluted.
Wasn't a good movie.
So what, did you guys walk out? Or
No, we sat through the whole damn thing, including the mid-credit scene.
Including the mid-credit scene.
Just to say we did.
Nice.
But
Or not nice.
with annoying movie. God, this goes from the Oscars to annoying movie-going experiences.
No.
And it's always with horror movies.
I know, because people don't know how to behave in horror movies. You're either to be scared to shut up. Listen. to
I
be scared.
remember. Do you remember, Justin, years ago when we went to go see, what was it, Batman v Superman, and there was
The baby.
the baby.
Oh, baby.
There was someone there with a crying baby.
That's
With a baby that was crying during the movie. And there was an important part of dialogue that we were trying to listen to.
that sucks.
Probably wasn't that important. It was Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, okay.
It probably became more important in the extended cut.
But
Listen,
I am not against people bringing children into movie theaters. Just
no, but not the
teach
R-rated
your
cut.
children to behave during movies, please.
I know.
Like, we're paying money to do this.
It takes me out of the movie, man.
Like,
Sorry, someone's got to be.
but
that
you
guy.
know how some people are. They're like, if you've gone through Reddit and read through every single entitled parent or entitled people story, you know how some of them
Yeah,
can be in a situation like that.
right.
Now, I've heard stories about people bringing their kids to movies that are like way too scary, and I'm like, well, because I couldn't get a babysitter. Some people's stupidity just absolutely baffles me.
Mm. You know what? That in this day and age, Bill, stupidity is just—it's either funny or it's just dumb.
I
You know. So,
okay, we got more questions.
we got a couple more questions. So, Vinny Levine
Vinny.
asked us a question a couple minutes ago. He said, "When it comes to TV, what are some of your favorite '90s TV shows?"
Ooh, good question.
It's Friends in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Friends.
Friends, okay. Anything else from the '90s? Anyone?
South Park.
Oh, right. Let's not forget that. It was '99 or was it '98?
96, dude.
Oh, fuck. That's a long time.
Yeah.
South Park post-COVID.
90s, I would probably say maybe Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. I would echo Seinfeld. I'd echo Frasier.
Okay, that's cool.
I would say Will and Grace. I haven't seen it, but I just know I like the premise of it, so why not?
Yeah, and I'm about to say a very controversial statement.
What?
Justin, get the controversial banner ready. So, Catherine, I'm sorry. I think Friends is overrated.
Oh,
Boo! Boo on him!
I-
Boo on him!
I like Friends, but I will admit it is overrated.
Thank you. But listen, that's just my silly opinion.
It's all right.
Can you be any more obvious?
No, I don't think it's bad. I just
No.
Matthew Perry, rest in peace, by the way.
Yes, that was a very sad
Yeah.
day.
That was very sad.
Yeah.
Vinny Levine actually asked another question.
Ooh.
Have any of you ever walked out of a movie?
Ah.
As I walked out of
Like it was
See,
just so bad, or you're so afraid you don't want to watch it.
Okay.
that question. That's a good question.
That's a very good question,
Thank
Vinny.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've had movies where I've wanted to.
Me too. But I don't think I've ever walked out of one.
You know what?
I walked out of a movie.
Last year, not 2023, but 2022, there was that Jonathan Majors movie called Devotion.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I really didn't get into it.
you just walked out.
I just walked out. I was like, you know
Wow.
what? I have better things to do.
I remember there's one movie you wanted to walk out, Justin. It's a movie you saw with me. Gotti.
Got it. John Travolta.
Gotti. And it was my bright idea to go see it. So
I walked out of a movie.
I've
What
snuck
movie?
into a movie.
Okay, you go first.
I
We got a
was
story about
underage
that.
and I wanted to see Ted with my friends, so we went to a
Bill,
movie in New Jersey.
we're gonna tell that story in a little bit.
We saw it with Ben Patty,
You just walked in.
and we just walked in.
And
That's incredible.
okay, okay.
Wait, JT, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say the only movie I remember walked out of, I think, was in 2019. Because I can't. We talked about this on Mixed Bag. I cannot do like scary movies in theaters, kind of thing. I just can't. I've never seen a horror movie in theaters. I'm only watching them at home with like a light on here or there.
I know the story.
Yes, Justin unfortunately knows this story. What was the James McAvoy movie?
You son of a bitch.
It was actually good too.
I walked out of it.
No, it's not even that. He literally walked out after the only scary part of the movie.
Oh.
I couldn't do it. I was like, yeah. I paid money to see it. Was it Split?
No, Glass.
Glass.
See, Split, I wouldn't have blamed you all that much.
Right, but Glass, it was like,
Glass. The scariest part was in the first 15 minutes.
I know.
And then it becomes a character study of these three individuals that is more of a deconstruction of the whole idea of what
Yeah.
Shyamalan was hinting at.
I couldn't do it. Unfortunately, I couldn't sit through that 15 minutes. I really couldn't. But I walked out of Split, ladies and gentlemen. I paid $15 to go see it, and I walked out within 5 minutes.
Glass.
Sorry, Glass, not Split.
Hey,
Sorry, Glass.
Catherine, you said snuck into a movie. Justin, do I have permission to tell this story now?
Granted.
It's been what, 13 years now? I think people are pretty much over it. Okay. I got my ID/permit late because of a situation I really don't want to talk about, if that's okay.
Mm.
And I didn't have an idea, and Justin and I went to go see, what was it, Immortals?
The Immortals, which was a
R-rated movie.
an R-rated like ancient Greece
Most people forgot about it.
gods and monsters sort of movie.
I remember.
And
With
I don't
Henry
think-
Cavill and Mickey Rourke.
We never told you this story, JT. This is some of the things we try to keep under wraps until until enough time has passed. And okay, so what happened was I didn't have an ID, so I couldn't get a ticket, and I was like 17 at the time. And what happens? These two gentlemen were like, "Oh, they're with us."
Oh, that was nice of them.
Yeah, so
That's fun.
They're like,
basically smile and nod and shut the fuck up and go.
like, "Oh, they're with us. Come on, guys." And I'm like, I'm so we're sneaking into a movie.
You know what? It was a rite of passage.
Oh my god.
And it's been 13 years. I don't think people care anymore.
You know
do
what?
they?
And my only regret is I didn't do it before I turned 17.
And
If only you saw the Dark Knight Rises.
And-
I've seen already movies before I turned 17. It's just that I was with my parents when I saw it in
and
theaters.
it's because the thing is with movie theaters, some when it comes to R-rated movies, some of them are very by the book.
Yeah.
Others just really don't give a rat's
shit.
you know
Yeah,
what.
no one's looked at my ID in maybe 7 years.
And
10
it's
years.
like it's
I get it
so-
sometimes from like
I don't.
occasionally any AMC.
Yeah, I feel like some of them are very by the book. And listen, I respect that.
Company policy, all that.
You know, they're just
Yada,
doing,
yada.
those people, they're just doing their jobs. And some of the people are like, yeah, go right ahead. I don't care.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. And with IDs, I actually got Catherine and Justin, when you guys said you guys don't get ID'd that much, and this has nothing to do with movies, if that's okay. It's a funny story. A couple years ago, I went to Toronto.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you this story, Justin? I went to Toronto to go
In a
see.
safe.
Yeah, that's an old joke, folks.
We be here all day explaining that one.
Yeah,
so.
but anyway, I went to a Yankees Blue Jays game in Toronto.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was with I was 25 at the time. My brother was just days away from turning 21, but don't forget the drinking age in Canada.
19.
He's 19, so it's really a moot point. I don't know, did I ever tell you
Don't
this?
you mean a moo point?
Did I ever tell you this story? Me and my brother go buy beer.
Yeah.
And you're gonna laugh at this. I got ID'd.
He didn't.
He didn't. My brother, who is 4 years younger than me, didn't get ID'd.
Oh my god.
So
I have a shorter story, but basically, thank you for watching us live. Basically, my dad got carded recently.
Oh, that's always fun.
And he actually got like ID'd.
Yeah, you take it as a compliment?
I don't know.
See, 13 years ago,
Oh my god.
went to Vegas with my parents and cousins and all that. My 16th and my aunt, may she rest in pieces, her 50th. And my mom got a hurricane slushy. Hurricane's a very strong drink.
yes, I saw people walking around with that.
Those yards.
Yes. I got like
And
the
she got
smaller one
carded.
when I went to Vegas, so
And she got carded.
really.
My own mother.
I bet that makes you laugh.
Right next to me.
And the funniest thing is because
Granted, that was I'm not gonna mention that last part.
tell us out off camera. Yeah. And because the funniest thing is, Justin, if you go to like say a Yankees game or a Mets game, since we live in New York, if you buy alcohol, they card you. Even if you're like 80 years old, they'll still card
They
you.
do have ShopRite too.
Yeah.
Then they should. They absolutely should.
They usually have
your birthday.
They usually have to scan the back of your card just to complete the transaction.
Like, listen, when it comes to getting into R-rated movies, that's a whole different thing. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. But the thing is, but when it goes to like getting alcohol and stuff, that's a whole totally different situation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's our view on Cardin. And okay, have you ever noticed that we start on a question and then we go into like 50 different conversations?
Yeah.
Just like our phone calls.
I know. Be like, okay, we're gonna talk about this one thing, and then like, okay, let's talk about, I don't know.
Bagels.
Let's talk about bagels.
I'm getting a bagel right now, and I can't wait to be back on camera in a minute and tell the good people why we're doing this stream, Bill.
We are donating we are raising money for people in need, for Friends of JACLYN. What was it? Poughkeepsie what?
A Hope on a Mission.
Hope on a Mission in Poughkeepsie, and the John Bon Jovi Soul Foundation.
Yep.
So please, and I said this on the other day, I have to get on my soapbox now, Justin, don't I?
Oh Lord.
I know, folks. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Anyway, yeah, we could hire people to come sing that. They cost too much money. Anyway, but anyway,
These bagels are delicious, by the way.
they are good. I had one.
It's a place by where I live. It's pretty good.
I gotta check it out.
So anyway, please, we know the holidays are over, but please, even though the holidays are over, people still need help.
Yeah.
People still need help. It's not like when the tree goes down, the decorations get put away, and the radio station stops playing Christmas music that they have for the past 4 months. It's not like people are fine until next December. People still need help all year round.
Yep.
So please, if you have anything, please donate.
You heard it here first from Bill.
Boom! Endorsed by me!
And if you can't give money at this time, you could give your time helping out, volunteering,
Absolutely.
doing stuff like that.
Amen.
It doesn't always have to be money.
Yeah, because when we think of giving, it's not always money. Sometimes it's just giving your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, so
Chat board, help us out.
help us out, chat board.
Ask us some more questions.
Otherwise, I'm gonna start reading Reddit posts.
Otherwise, Justin's bringing out the Reddit post.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna see if maybe some
my.
people would like to watch.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Scandals.
Shall I?
Mm.
Today I fucked up telling my parents they were not allowed to have sex under my roof.
Kids, go away. If there are children watching this, we're gonna ask.
Yes, this is not safe for work.
We keep the show PG-13 for a reason, but now we're going to the R-rated section.
And you know what? Give the
We all
Charlie.
snuck into the R-rated section.
There you go.
We all snuck in there.
Welcome to the weird part of YouTube, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, seriously,
Shall I go on?
please.
Okay. My parents spent the week with me. It was something the two of them planned to do since I moved out and continue my life in another country. My mom and dad refused to let me arrange a hotel room for them. They wanted to be closer to me, as in spare bedroom closer. I agreed to let them use the spare bedroom in my apartment on one condition: no sex under my roof. I decided to drop that line as my mom and dad were unpacking their bags. The looks on my parents' faces were priceless. I reminded them of the no sex under our roof rule I was forced to follow while living with them as a horny.
Read it for the camera, Jackson.
As a horny
Read it for the camera.
teenager who had equally horny girlfriends. My dad looked at my mom and said, "You heard our son, honey." no hooking up in his house. All those years of screwing anywhere except for my room, where it was comfortable and safe and somewhat private, had brought me to this moment where I could have payback on the people who put me in that position. My payback backfired the following day when I was driving my parents to all the tourist attractions. Towards the end of the tour, my mom uses the GPS on her phone to locate the nearest sex shop. She insisted that I drive her to the sex shop so she could stock up on sex toys. Hearing the word sex toys come out of my mom's mouth made me want to fill my ear holes with wet cement and bleach my brain. I looked at my dad for help, and he just shrugged and said, "You banned me from..." Why? From stooping your mother. I'm paraphrasing here, by the way. So now she's doing what she needs to do to get the job done without breaking the rules. I encouraged my mom to forget about the sex shop and pretend that I never said anything about not allowing sex in my apartment. My mom said rules are rules and persisted that I drive to the sex shop, which I reluctantly ended up doing. Both my parents got out of the cars, whereas I did what probably most sons and daughters would do in that situation, which was wait in the car and contemplate my life choices, as I am right now.
Reading this?
Yes. My parents returned with more than enough bags for one person. Hence my dad telling me that he found a few things he could use to...
Oh no.
I made it clear to both my mom and dad I never wanted to know what was in those bags. What made the situation even more awkward was was walking to my apartment with my parents who were carrying bags that were covered in branding that made it obvious as hell where my mom and dad were shopping.
What kind of establishment does that? I mean, when I sex,
Wow, you were
when I
saying?
get stuff from a sex shop, it's very discreet. It's like a black bag and there's nothing else.
Here you go. It's like, here you go.
Yeah, it's like drugs or something.
Oh my god.
Don't do drugs, kids.
None of sex.
There goes the PG-13 rating.
For those of you who want PG-13, skip to 12 o'clock.
Wait, it is 12 o'clock.
Not yet. We still have 7 minutes.
7 hours. What, any?
It's 11:53.
Oh, okay.
It was uncomfortable and embarrassing experience crossing paths with some of the residents who knew me because I noticed them nosing the bags filled with the toys that my unashamed mom and dad made no effort to hide in public. Since my parents returned home yesterday, I found a... No.
What?
No.
Share it with us, Justin. I'm just gonna give a warning. If you have kids, tell them to leave the room. If you haven't already, I severely question your judgment. Come on, is everybody in this room agreeing with me?
Yes. I found a tongue vibrator under the bed in the spare bedroom. I made the mistake of informing my parents about it, and now my dad is expecting me to somehow ship that shit to him. Sigh.
Oh my god.
I omitted the last part because there's no way I'm saying that. No.
Can you hold that thought? We have a question.
Oh, we do have a question.
Oh my.
Is it from Hemsley?
Yeah.
It's from Hemsley.
Okay. Please save us.
Doctor, save us, doctor.
I've made a terrible mistake.
This question is for Catherine.
Oh, hi.
Have you ever seen a movie that made you thought was better than the book?
Ooh.
It's a really good question.
The Wizard of Oz.
Interesting.
That was I tried getting into the book and I really couldn't. It was not right. The movie is amazing. And I tried reading Gone with the Wind, but I couldn't finish it. I think that was just because it was long.
Mhm.
But the movie I could watch again and again and again. The movie's amazing. So those are two, I think.
She complains to me about long movies.
It's different. It's- But thank you for the question.
Anyone else?
I'm honored.
Anyone else got any like the movies were better than the books?
Um, I'll say Jaws.
I just read Jaws.
Because I know the people who are in the book for Jaws, from what I heard, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong. The people in the book are just so unlikable.
Yeah.
That is very true. The wife is cheating on the chief of the police with the other guy that gets eaten by the shark. Yeah, she cheated.
Oh, and Hooper gets eaten by the shark in the book.
I just spoiled. I'm sorry, but that's the movie is a much people seem nicer in the movie, and the book is a lot of people just doing things for themselves.
And here's something interesting. You know that scene when they're on the beach and for 4th of July, and then like the TV reporter's there?
Yeah.
TV reporter, that's actually the author of the book.
Oh wow.
Really
Yeah, he made a cameo.
cool. I didn't know that.
Peter Benchley.
Yes.
I can't believe I knew that.
What's a movie I seen?
No, he had his regret for making that writing that book.
Who the author?
Yeah, because it led to the overfishing of sharks, or contributed to it.
Right.
Because everyone was afraid of it.
Let's see. Is there a movie that I think is because I've never really read a lot of books that were turned into movies or vice versa, but
I got it.
yeah.
Speed Racer. Someone had to say it at some point. I saw it in theaters too.
From what I heard, it's actually a really good adaptation
I
of
wasn't.
the source material. Whether it's a good movie or not, I have no idea.
You never seen it though?
I remember seeing like the last third of it.
Okay. It was bad. It's so like neon. It was neon everywhere.
Yeah.
The Wachowski brothers, one of them did it. The Wachowski siblings from The Matrix. They
Or
directed.
now the Wachowski sisters.
Sorry. Whoops. My bad. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Can we say like Hemsley, can you clarify if comic book movies count?
Comic book movies count. We got because please save us from the Reddit posts.
Save us from the. But Iron Man 3, anyone? With the Mandarin? I'm just kidding.
Oh, Justin had a stroke when he first saw it.
I'm sure he did.
Remember that, Justin?
Yes.
I should know. You know why? I was with you.
Yes, you were.
It was
We're dropping everything today, people. We're dropping everything. Sorry, everyone. I really tried.
we tried so hard, but got so far. But in the end,
Does it really matter?
does it?
Good question.
So
I would say, I mean, Forrest Gump.
have you read the
Is
book?
that
I have.
That's the book.
I've read the book.
It is.
It's very different.
Okay.
Everybody, I heard again, everyone is super unlikable in that book.
Including Forrest.
My name's Forrest. Shawshank Redemption.
I mean, that's a lot of people's favorite movie, so.
Yeah, of all time, too.
You know, Clint Eastwood was actually in talks to play Red.
Actually?
Yeah.
Isn't Clint Eastwood still, was he 95?
How old is he?
Yeah.
Hold on.
And he's still with us. God bless him.
The gun with no name. Clint.
You know, he's probably only like 10 years older than Morgan.
So in 2030, he will be 100.
We better start planning the party.
He was born May 31st, 1930.
Dang.
Wow. That's God bless you, Clint Eastwood.
I'll
And
be
you're
94 this year.
that's crazy.
Go ahead, punk. Make my day.
It's 12 o'clock, by the way.
So what does that mean?
Back to PG-13.
Back to PG-13.
It'll be somewhere that we could go.
I thought that meant Bill could start drinking.
Woo! Matt Evans said we could talk about comic movie adaptations.
Okay.
So, what are some of your? Justin and I talked about this a little bit of what we want to see. But out of the ones we have seen, what are some of the best adaptations from comic book to film storylines that we've seen?
So we've already talked about how Infinity War wasn't really an adaptation of Infinity War, but more of Thanos' Quest and the first issue of Infinity Gauntlet.
Correct.
With that said, that's a very good adaptation of Thanos' Quest and the first issue of Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
So that's one of them.
And remember, I don't know if I told you this, but the original titles for the third and fourth Avengers films
Yeah.
was supposed to be Infinity Gauntlet and then Infinity War.
Yes.
Those are the original two titles. Then they did part 1, part 2. Then they changed it to what they did later.
Well, nothing that they did in those movies had anything to do with the comic book version of Infinity War.
Right.
There was no Adam Warlock.
Nope. No Silver Surfer.
No Mephisto.
Nope. Characters that you could have seen on screen, but they didn't have the rights to it yet.
Yeah.
Right? Disney bought Fox in what, 2019?
Yes.
So yeah, the movie came out in 2018. Yeah, so
Yeah, so Silver Surfer.
just a year away.
Um,
I'm still waiting for a Silver Surfer movie.
best.
You mean Fantastic Four 2 didn't do it for you?
Shut up. Oh God. What was that, Bill?
Best adaptation, because I don't really read the comics, so
Read a comic.
but I'm gonna give you all my personal opinion, and you're all gonna like it. And if you don't, that's too bad. I think Batman '89 is a good adaptation of The Killing Joke. What do you think, Justin?
I wouldn't say that. I'd say that it uses that origin story of the Joker in terms of the chemicals. But that's where it stops. Like, the Killing Joke really goes into the psyche of the Joker. Like
What
it
was the Dark Knight a comic book?
It was
Long Halloween, right?
it's kind of like an original story, but with Batman, right?
Yeah, that was an original story.
Okay.
I like that one, even though it didn't originally come from a comic.
I know it took shades a little bit from Long Halloween.
Yeah.
Also the Batman did that as well.
The Batman, yeah, with Robert Pattinson did it.
You know what? James Gunn's The Suicide Squad was, I think, a really good version of the original John Ostrander run of the characters. Even though that the only member from that comic that was in the main team was Rick Flag, but
Right. I think that Suicide Squad movie was a good adaptation of a lot of
yeah, the James Gunn version.
the James Gunn version, not the David Ayer version.
Yeah.
Matt has a follow-up question. Thanks for commenting. Do you guys think that comic book movies should stick to how things are portrayed? In my opinion, comic book movies should not be judged or based on how close they are to the comics, but judged on their own.
I think that because if someone doesn't read comics and they see the movie, they still can judge if it's a good movie or not. You just can judge how faithful to the comic is, but that doesn't make it a good or bad movie. So I would say I agree with that.
I agree to an extent. See, I believe in fundamentals.
He's a fundamentalist.
Okay, let's not go that far.
Not in that type of fundamentalist, but you know what I mean.
Um, if you're gonna do a character, there are certain character traits that you need to get right, otherwise it's not the character. That's my personal opinion on it. The whole idea of the Superman killing, for example, that's a huge one.
Yeah.
Um, to a lot of people, the character of Superman sees all life as sacred and he should not kill.
Right.
But some people might be tired of that.
Mm. Some people might be.
Hence why Man of Steel was more controversial than hated. Because there were some people in the camp that said Superman did the right thing, others said absolutely not. He should have found another way. I think fundamentals do matter, but I think once the fundamentals are established, you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want with them.
Okay, I think that's a fair point.
That's fair. That's valid.
Do I think comic books should stick to the comics? Was that the question, or was that the question?
Should comic book movies be judged on their own merit or how closely they follow the comics?
I'm going to agree with that they should be judged on their own merit because Catherine, I'm roping you into this. When it comes to like book adaptations, do you judge the movie itself on how close it was from the book, or do you?
No, I usually judge on how enjoyable it was, not how faithful it was to the book, because if I wanted the book, I could read the book.
Because there are people that annoy me who, like, when it comes to comic book movies or just regular book adaptations, they're like, that wasn't in the comics! That wasn't in the book!
Right.
Grow up. Just grow the hell up. Am I right?
Yeah.
You're right.
It's an adaptation. Things are going to change.
But if you're going to make a change, it should be a change for the better.
Oh, could I name a movie that came out this year that was really faithful to the book?
Let's hear it.
Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I know Justin saw it. I think that you two probably haven't seen it.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
It is so, I just have to, it's faithful to the book, but it manages to be very unique at the same time. And I encourage like everyone to see it. It was just really worth the time. I was really impressed by it.
Nice.
Yeah, but I think people gotta know things are gonna change when it comes to adaptations.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I mean, look at Cocaine Bear.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
Cocaine
Or at least
Bear.
2023.
That was great.
Of course, that wasn't saying much because 2023 in terms of movies really wasn't all that great.
Yeah.
I thought Air was great.
It was good.
I didn't see her.
Barbie. Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer was good.
I saw Oppenheimer twice in theaters.
Yeah, once you saw it with me and Justin.
You're gonna laugh at me. I fell asleep in the middle of Oppenheimer.
I fell asleep in all the movies. It's okay.
It's okay. It was only for like no, not 20 minutes. Probably like 30, 40 minutes. I fell asleep.
No one woke you up.
I woke myself up and I was like, oh my God. I woke up right as the bomb went off.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. I saw the bomb. I saw it.
And remember when we saw the Napoleon movie, you fell asleep during that.
I fell asleep in the last 20 minutes of that.
And
That movie was not good.
It was not
like
good.
Joaquin Phoenix actually didn't do a bad performance.
He's a great actor.
Oh boy, here we go.
Uh-oh.
He
What is
didn't
it?
even try with an accent.
Here's Justin.
He's putting on his
Here-
film critic hat, aren't you?
I just feel like he was trying too hard and not hard enough at the same time. Do you know what I know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like didn't even bother with an accent. But when he wanted to go hammy and over the top, he went hammy and over the top.
There's a lot of sex in that movie too.
Oh, I need to watch it.
More than I expected in Napoleon.
It was, but it was boring.
Yeah.
You know what it was, and I said this in our out of theater reaction. It was the high school history class PowerPoint, the movie.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
It's very accurate.
No, your high school history class PowerPoint is more entertaining than this movie. No, a documentary on the History Channel on Napoleon would be more interesting than the movie.
Than Napoleon.
I'm glad I didn't see it.
Like, there was some things I thought were interesting, but it was just.
I wanted to support it because it was Apple making the movie. Apple Studios made the
Yeah, and it was a Ridley Scott movie.
That's it.
cute.
Good insight.
Thank you. Right back.
Take your time. Ridley Scott, I mean, he's one of those directors who's like, how you gonna I'll fill in for you. Haha, filled in.
How does it feel to be Justin?
I'll tell you right now. Well, clearly, guys, you don't understand. The Alien franchise is going really poorly right now. And no, I'm just kidding. Now, Predator, that's where it's at.
Predators where it's at, JT?
Yeah, I'm not JT, I'm Justin. What are you talking about? No, we're dropping everything. We're only embarrassing ourselves more. Not
Yes, but the good people who are watching, they probably don't mind.
Not that I mind.
Like, what else are they gonna do today? It's like 20. I think it's barely 20 degrees out.
I woke up, it was 10 this morning.
Justin, okay, so Justin had something at my house last night. I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm legit concerned about him because he's rolling over in his sleep going cold, cold, cold. And I'm like, I ask, he's asleep, but I'm like, are you okay? Do we need another blanket? And it's like cold, it's too cold. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Does he have? So, yeah, because like it's winter here. The winter here has been weird so far. You have those 30, 40-degree weeks.
No, it was a 10-degree day.
Yeah, and then next week's supposed to be like 30s, 40s again. So, welcome back.
Welcome
About
back.
Oh, that was a close one.
Welcome back.
Sorry, had to blow my nose.
That was a closer one.
Matt Hemsley disagrees with all of us. He says 2023 was a very good year for movies.
Okay. Blockbuster movies.
Okay.
Oppenheimer, The Holdovers, Poor Things, Killers of the Flower Moon, Across the Spider-Verse, and Saltburn are some good examples.
What was last one? The Saltburn?
The
Saltburn.
Never
That was that. Was that A24?
Yeah.
With
24 freaks me out a little bit.
Isn't that the reputation being weird, Justin?
Yeah, but it makes me unsettled.
yeah.
I can do horror movies. I love horror movies so much. But unsettling movies are a little different.
Yeah. So one of our first, thank God it wasn't our first, because if it was our first. But a few months into our relationship, we went to a movie called Men. It was directed by a guy named Alex Garland, who wrote the 28 Days Later movies. He did Ex Machina, Annihilation, and he's doing that Civil War movie in April.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you gonna tell them what the freaky part was?
I'm getting to the.
Very
Okay.
slowly.
It's called telling a story. So we're in the movie, and it's weird, but nothing too bad until the very end, when one of the monster gets on its back and starts to give birth. This is not a female monster. And gives birth to a man who was in the movie prior, and then that man gives birth to another man who was in the movie prior, and then that man gives birth to another man who was in the movie prior.
You know how we sort of walk out on movies? That almost made me walk out. Because I was like, what? It was almost over too.
I think that's the only reason why we didn't.
Yeah, I was just over, so we'll watch these people give birth. But I was just like, this is really weird, and I know it's trying to make a statement. I don't know what the statement is,
Yeah, that's a
but
thing.
I was
This
like,
is trying to say
it's
something
just
about
symbolic for something like
men giving birth.
with how I think because it was men, I think it was how bad men can be to women because the men all mistreated her.
But men have no idea what women go through or something like
Yeah,
that.
You know what the statement could be? It kind of reminds me of something. The two Muppets, Statler and Waldorf, who heckle on the balcony. They used to actually have an online review series called From the Balcony,
Yeah.
where they would review movies. And there was this one time they were reviewing the Tim Burton movie Corpse Bride, going, "Do you think Tim Burton's trying to make an artist? Do you think Tim Burton's weird for the sake of being weird?" Goes, "No, I think he's trying to make an artistic statement. What's that? That he's weird."
That would be this movie. I didn't recommend it to anyone. I was like,
No,
I think Justin, you explained it to me, and I'm
I
like,
did.
and this was me.
I-
What the hell was that?
I think I still have that recording. We never did anything with it.
You know?
Because
Hey, Justin, I have an idea.
well,
I think maybe it's time the good people see it. You know what? Let's make a little deal here. Okay, how many likes?
35 likes.
35?
35 likes, and I'll
35 likes.
put on the channel.
Oh no.
Okay, it is now how many likes? Likes or watches?
what's the difference between likes and watches?
I don't know. You know what? 35 likes or 35 watching. Here's what we'll do. The good people will finally see it. They will finally see it.
I go into greater detail in that video than I did now about what happens to that movie. It's disturbing.
It was so long
And
ago.
it was a lot fresher in my mind then. So
It's like a year and a half later.
So are they making a statement or are they just being weird?
I think they're making a statement.
What?
Like a
They're
statement.
weird.
I think it's something about girl power or something and something like that. I don't know.
And or Justin, was the end in the best part? You know why they You know
That's
what?
a very weird question to ask, even though I know where you're going with it, because the ending was probably the worst part. The only good thing about it was that it ended.
Oh, that was the joke. What was the best part? The ending. Why? It ended. Yeah, but that movie is. Yeah, but that sounds weird.
It
Sounds
was
like a
weird.
movie I have no plans on watching anytime soon.
No. Neither do I.
And you already watched it.
Exactly. I have no plans on revisiting that one.
Dumbass movie. I never thought of it and didn't think it through.
How come you guys see movies I've never heard of? Like, where do you hear of these movies?
It's
Trailers.
Justin.
You're the one that was interested.
I didn't say I wasn't interested. I just said I hear most of them from Justin.
We both saw the trailer to it when we saw something. Was it Death on the Nile that we first saw that trailer?
Maybe.
Catherine, don't worry. He's done the same with me a few times, seeing movies that people have never heard of. And you know which one, Justin, I'm talking about. The one that made us feel empty inside.
That's
No.
No.
You want me to?
Thoroughbreds.
Oh my god, that movie.
Thoroughbreds?
You've never
Yeah.
heard of it?
No.
Don't worry, most people haven't.
I wasn't really worried.
It was A24.
Of course it was.
A24 is responsible for everything, aren't they?
damn you,
It's
A24.
like every movie I see now, it's like A24, and they're not all creepy, but most of them are creepy.
Well, they're becoming probably the biggest mini major studio out there right now.
Yeah. And they have done some movies that weren't creepy, like Priscilla.
Iron
Aside from
Claw.
what?
The Iron Claw.
Oh, that was very
Iron Claw,
good.
we saw that.
That was very good.
Hell,
Yeah.
even sometimes they just distribute the movie. Like they distributed the Talking Heads concert film Stop Making Sense for its re-release last year.
Did they really?
Yeah.
So
David Byrne was doing all the rounds.
David Byrne is the man.
But Anyway, so thoroughbreds. Continue, Justin. I'm
So
gonna let you shoot yourself in the foot here because it was your idea.
okay. So you're coming down with me, buddy, because we both saw the trailer.
So I have to talk about it too.
Yes,
Okay, fine. We'll talk about it.
because we both saw that trailer.
Yes, we did.
And it had a very jazzy tone to it.
We thought it was going to be like a dark comedy.
Yeah. It was dark, but
No comedy.
no comedy.
It started Anya Taylor-Joy.
And the girl who was in that Ready Player One movie.
Olivia Cook, I think her name is.
Yeah, thank you. She never really did much after, I don't think. Unless I haven't been paying attention. Which is very possible. And the whole movie was about the two girls planning to kill one of their stepdads. And there is no remorse between either of them, which I just found off-putting.
It was just
Yeah,
really.
Sawyer is a little off-putting.
It was just really. Would anyone mind if I actually spoil the ending? Because one, this movie's like 6 years old now, and two, I don't think anybody even knows about it. Nor guess what.
I'm fine with it.
Does anyone else care if I?
Go right ahead.
Okay, so there is a scene when Anya Taylor-Joy and Olivia Cook's character are okay. I would say this scene's a little disturbing. They're watching a movie, and just like some of the dialogue they say is just listen, I'm not against creepy or dark dialogue, but some of it just makes you feel ugh. They said, and they're watching like some old movie, and Justin, you're gonna be shocked on how I remember this.
Fuck.
She goes, they're watching like some old movie from like the 50s,
Yeah.
and Olivia Cook's character goes, could you believe if that most of the people who are in this movie right now are either dead or in a nursing home? And I'm like, that's horrible. Am I being too naive, Justin? Or do you think that is kind of horrible to say?
I could see how that line could be delivered in a darkly comedic way, but it didn't in that movie.
Because maybe I'll tell you off camera what I say. But and she's drinking something, and Anya Taylor-Joy's character says, straight up tells her, yeah, I kind of drugged your drink.
Yeah, this was the second to last scene in the movie too.
I kind of drugged your drink so I can kill my stepdad and then blame you for it. And she just like chugs it out, goes, go right ahead. And then she passes out and she takes a knife. We don't see it, but we can hear it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, is this movie over? Just tell me, is this movie over? It just makes you feel so uncomfortable. And it just makes you, and then she's like holding the knife and there's blood and she's like sitting there crying. And I'm like, that's like probably the most emotion she's shown in this movie.
Yeah, that was the most,
And
that was the closest thing to remorse she had in the whole movie.
And then she's like, and then months later, she runs into some guy who was going to help them. And they're talking, and she goes, oh, I'm sorry about your stepdad. Goes, oh, it's okay. Like, it goes, have you heard from, I forgot what her name was. Let's call her Susie. Mainly because I can't remember her name right now. See how forgettable this movie is? He goes, oh, I haven't heard from her. And Susie, who we're calling Olivia Cook's character, is in a mental institution.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my God, is this movie over?
Mm-hmm.
And then, have you guys ever had that? You're just waiting for the movie to be over. Just
Many times.
yeah.
Because I don't like movies as much as Justin does. So I get tired of movies way faster.
I'm like, and here I'm just like, And when the movie was over, and then I feel even worse now because the guy they were talking to, it turns out that was his last film before he sadly passed away.
Yeah, Anton Yelchin, who also played Chekhov in the reboot Star Trek movies.
Star Trek.
So yeah, that movie was just weird. Actually, no, I think weird is being too kind. What do you think, Justin?
It wasn't our cup of tea.
Was it like men?
No, but what was kind of like Men was Sorry to Bother You.
Hey, that I actually got some enjoyment out of.
So this was a movie that was definitely trying to make its statement. A24 also.
Yeah, we have some beef to pick with A24 nowadays.
It's a movie that is very anti-capitalism.
Mm.
I would say the more the statement was, and now that I wear glasses, Justin, everything I say is now automatically brilliant.
Jesus.
But I think the statement was more about just complacency.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Complacency, the dangers of capitalism, because the director is a well-known socialist. And it involves this black man who works for this telemarketing company, who's rising up the ranks thanks to his white voice.
And those are the exact words from the movie here, folks.
And it's oh jeez, what's the guy's name?
I don't remember. It was 6 years
Lakeith
ago.
Stanfield, who plays a character named Cassius Green. See how I remember that one?
Patches Clay.
Cassius Green.
I'm impressed.
Also, his name, Cassius Green.
Oh, Cash is Green. Yeah, I've only watched this movie once, but I pretty much know it.
It's supposed to be. He's supposed to be sort of the representation of the American dream of rising up the ranks, where it's constantly showing you this advertisement for a living home, a luxury living home, where it's like you work, you eat, you sleep, and it's advertising it to you as like a luxury living home, and where it's in reality it's actually this guy's slave labor. And when he's invited to this party at the CEO's house, he discovers that the CEO's been giving people in these homes cocaine that turns them into horse people.
Wow.
We swear to God, that's real.
Wow.
Is that A24 too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, of course it was.
And I do remember this scene. Remember when he's like talking to the CEO, goes, "I'll turn you, so I can turn you into a horse temporarily, and you can lead them." And Cassius, that's his name, is Cassius.
Yeah, Cassius.
Cassius. You also get a horse cock.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a comedy.
Yeah.
And
Those cocks don't do it for me though.
And before I saw this movie, I was trying to convince my boss at the time when I was working in the city to try and meet with this guy for a movie.
And after you saw it, you're like, never mind.
Never mind.
I'm sure he's a fine fellow. I'm sure he's a fine fellow, Justin. What do you think?
So yeah, those were all the movies that scarred us.
I wouldn't say.
Thanks, A24. Thanks for the scars.
But no, Yeah, those movies kind of scared the. I wouldn't say Sorry to Bother You scared me, but I was like, what?
I was
They're
disturbed.
they're disconcerting.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it takes you for a sharp left turn. And you sort of get whiplash from it.
Well,
Was
Yeah.
Whiplash an A24 movie?
Was what?
good question.
I'm looking this up.
Was what an A24 movie?
Whiplash.
No, I don't think so. You know who would know that? Hemsley!
Yeah, our dear friend.
Uh,
Dr. Matt Hemsley.
Does it say it on there?
uh,
Wikipedia.
faster, damn it, faster.
So, folks, ask us some
Okay, sorry.
questions while we.
Sony Pictures and Blumhouse.
Oh wow.
Wow. Let's see here. Opening up the app.
Oh no. Guys, somebody asked me a question. He's asked me a question. He's opening up Reddit. Please. And we got 7 more hours of this.
Yeah.
Please help us.
Do you guys get to see how much money you raised?
No.
Nah, it's all it's
I tried that with the whole VR thing.
But the money goes directly to
to the organization.
Which is probably for the best.
Because then people get sketchy. People are gonna think, where are you now?
Yeah,
we're stealing.
because we are not the completionist.
Because we're not the what? Completionist? What does that mean?
You can do your own research on that one.
That we're not taking their money and running out the back door with it.
Essentially.
And thinking that we work for some weird people who all work with who all live in someone's basement, probably in the middle of Ohio. Dr. Hemsley, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Dr. Hemsley. Who probably live in the middle of Ohio and wear monocles and find ways to scam people. No, we don't work for those people.
The organizing group.
Ooh.
Ooh, don't mention their name. They're like Beetlejuice. They show up. You mention their name 3 times, they show up.
Landlord screwed with the wrong tenant for too long.
No. No.
From Pro Revenge.
Okay, that's a good subreddit.
Read away.
All right.
I see that good.
This will be decently long as it needs some context. I'm going to throw in a lot of stuff to make it all easier to understand as well.
No, you can see it on your phone.
Yeah.
I put a blank where the story proper starts. In case anyone wants to skip the preamble. Oh, okay. So there's
How long's the preamble?
Looks like
it's a long
That
preamble.
was pretty damn long. I can't even see from here.
This is where it starts.
Oh my god, this person has a way with words.
It starts with one thing. I don't know why.
Oh my
No matter
How hard you
you
try. Thank you.
I left the city and am in a fairly large town in the same province, same tenant laws. I have a few roommates in a decent sized townhouse. We get along well, but there's a problem. Only I can create checks, and our payday don't line up. So I'm the one who pays the rent, and I usually can't do it on the first because roommates don't usually all pay in time. We advise the landlord we might be a day or 2 late, but we'll have it by the 3rd at the latest. They have no problem with it at all. I spoke to them myself. For about a year, that works fine. No complaints from the landlord because even if we're often a day or 2 late, we always pay. We're always also fairly quiet and don't damage the property. Nearly model tenants. I do not actually have any idea why, but one day this changed. I suspect a different person in the company started overseeing the region. One day, suddenly, we got a summons to the Rental Housing Tribunal, hereafter to be referred to as the RHT, on the second of the month for failure to pay rent. This doesn't actually lead to a case because we paid the same day, but now we have to pay the application fee the landlord paid in order to serve the summons. I bitched to the neighbor, who was also the superintendent, and eventually heard back that their content at the company was now demanding first of the month, no exceptions. Well, that really didn't work for us. So we probably had to pay the fee 15, 20 times over the next 2 years. I could have gone to tribunal over it, but we were technically without a leg to stand on, and I knew it. Maybe if I went enough times I can ding them for harassment, but I don't have time for that. And my roommates don't care. After being split between us all, the fee wasn't enough deterrent to change our behavior, so we accepted it. If this was the only issue, there wouldn't be much story though. At around the same time, the rent leeway vanished. So did mandatory maintenance. I'm not going to list everything that went wrong and wasn't fixed. You'll get the idea at the end. We suffered through it. We were all working too many hours at shit pay to be able to actually do anything about it. We adapted. But after about 2 years, it broke. Everyone but me up and moved out for various reasons within a 4-month period. I'm not going into any details on my roommates at all because things kind of exploded for a couple different reasons outside of this. No reason to dig any of that up. I had been saving up a while and was able to quit my job without having to immediately get another, so I suddenly had a lot of time. I didn't want to start and pay the rent by myself or have to find new roommates I could live with. And with my experience in the RHT, I knew I had the landlord by the balls. So I went for them. I stopped paying rent. Annoyingly, I didn't get the summons the first month, but I did the second. So I went with a meticulously documented plethora of evidence of failure to maintain the property and entered the property without formal notice. I had a copy for the landlord and a copy for the adjudicator. I know from experience that technically you're supposed to give the other party the evidence before the tribunal, but I also know about the leeway in
Wait,
adjudicator.
tribunal, hold on. Time out for a sec. Are these people like in the military or something? Or
Rental housing tribunal.
okay. Continue.
Gives to those who represent themselves. So I didn't give the landlord the evidence until our case came up. 100% total ambush. They argued that they were ambushed, but the adjudicator just dismissed the case, dressed me down a little, and told me to file my own summons as I should have done. This was the petty revenge. The landlord and lawyer drove 3 hours to get there for nothing. Worse than nothing. I filed my own summons, and the big day shows up. It's been about 4 months of me not paying rent at this point. I'm prepared to if I lose, but I don't think I'm going to lose. The whole thing could not have gone better. I had 20 to 30 pages of evidence and 20 odd photographs that had nothing. They had no actual defense for our water heater being out for 6 months, or us not having a fridge for a year. Just to mention 2 severe issues. Their entire defense rested on us being late for rent, which actually worked against them once they led to the adjudicator learning how many times we paid the application fee and lies that had no evidence to support them. They even talked over me a few times, and I saw in his eyes the one time I opened my mouth to protest during their turn to speak, but forced myself to shut up with every gram of willpower I had, so only a squeak came out, and the adjudicator respected me. He had no respect for the landlord. I had won on every possible front. The only question was how much. It was more than I'd seen. I got 9 months of free rent, and the landlord was ordered to have everything fixed before the next month was over, or I'd get more. I gave notice I was leaving at the end of the 8th month and left at the end of the 9th. Because the landlord had never renewed the lease, I didn't have to give him the 3 months notice the lease specified. If you want to figure to put to it, I basically got a $13,000 judgment in my favor. Adjusted for inflation and rounded, I also made the landlord and lawyer drive 3 hours twice, only to lose. The landlord face was so red at the end, I thought he'd have a heart attack. He didn't, though. Bye, Mark.
Wow. Is that just the preamble? Or is it the whole thing?
No,
That was the whole-
that was the whole thing.
That was the.
Without the
That was
preamble.
without the preamble.
I don't want to know the preamble.
I don't want another preamble.
Good.
I-
I'm not reading that preamble.
Yeah,
That was
so
long.
what do we think?
Holy. Good on this person.
Yes,
This
absolutely.
person made me tired.
Well, JT's making him some coffee, so that's how he feels about
Oh,
it.
you know what? If you don't mind, since you do get ready, guess what?
What?
I'm gonna pull up a story that I heard from. I don't know if you ever heard of Redditor on YouTube. He's this British fella,
Okay.
and there was a story I heard about a month ago.
I always get juicy stories and then forget to save them. And then I'm
But
like,
no, I'm gonna
that
pull it up.
story.
This was a story that made me sort of angry, but has a good. Okay. Give me a second.
Hey JT,
Yeah.
has anyone ever told you look like Elvis?
I don't
Oh,
say it.
Lord.
In a good
There
way.
he goes. There goes his ego. It's skyrocketing.
It's a good thing. I mean, I don't like Elvis personally, but he looked nice.
Why don't you like Elvis?
He
Oh,
was a dick to his wife.
no, I meant music wise.
Oh, Elvis is okay.
And Elvis.
Oh yeah, because you guys saw, what was it, Priscilla?
Yeah.
Yeah. That tells a very different story than Elvis did.
I mean, it's probably typical. Most musicians leave their wife behind as they go on set and or on tour, leave the wife, the little kids behind, and that happened a lot.
Okay, I found it. Are you guys ready?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Okay, and this speaks personally to me, and you probably know why.
Oh, boy.
Do I know why?
You'll know as I read.
Okay.
Okay, this is from Entitled People.
Okay.
Well, I like that one.
Entitled friend F's around and finds out.
Aha.
I have known Colette for over a decade. She has kids from a previous relationship and is one of those obnoxious parents, the kind who honestly believes her toddlers are perfectly behaved angels who can be taken anywhere and never cause any upset. She is completely delusional and thinks her kids never cry or have emotions, other than sunshine and maturity beyond their years. Correct me if I'm wrong, but kids who are like that tend to be that way due to fear of consequences. Painful consequences.
Oh, Lord.
Colette isn't the greatest human, but she also doesn't abuse her kids. She's actually on the other end of the spectrum and spoils them rotten.
Oh, no.
Why are you saying, oh no?
Because I know where that leads.
Where does it lead?
Psychopaths.
Earlier this year, she married a single dad. This put in a strain in our relationship because I wouldn't listen to her badmouth her stepson, who I'll call Caleb, age 7 years old. Caleb is on the spectrum.
Hi.
I think you're going to see why this is going to make me angry soon.
Yep.
And has some issues with impulse control and emotional regulation. He's in therapy for that, but Colette hates him regardless. Trying to hold in my anger. I could endure listening to her delusions about how perfect she thinks her kids are, but shut her down for the nasty things she tried to say about Caleb. The remainder of our friendship broke entirely a few months ago. That was when Caleb's mom said she needed a break and his dad needed to step up. Colette lost her mind. I'll let your imaginations fill in the blank for all the ableist and hateful trash she vomited. I told her she should have known this was a possibility. Isn't it obvious that if you date someone with minor children, you have to be prepared that they could be a full-time responsibility? Colette screamed that of course she knew, but that only applied if Caleb's mother died. Okay, how stupid is this person?
Should I break out the alcohol?
Not yet.
Alright.
It wasn't fair
Maybe.
that she
Justin
ruined.
says maybe.
May I continue?
Yeah. and-
It wasn't fair that she ruined Colette's fairy tale romance where her new husband stepped in as dad for her kids, and Caleb was someone else's problem. I heard through the grapevine that Colette is getting divorced. I wonder why. Apparently, she told her husband that her kids are perfect, his isn't, and he has to choose the better family they created, her two kids, and him, or the out of control brat even his ex doesn't want anymore. He chose Caleb, the kid.
Go for him.
Knowing Colette, she's probably angry at everyone but the
herself.
person who actually causes the mess, herself. All right, folks, what do we think of that story? To show that chivalry is not dead, ladies first.
I mean, I feel like that stuff happens way too often. But, you know, it's a heartbreaking story anyway, no matter how many times you hear it.
When you get married, you accept the whole. You shouldn't have
You know
to.
what? Shoot the kids and their package deal.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a little. Here's the thing. I say good on the husband for the end.
Yes.
Good on the husband
Yes.
for choosing his son. Listen, regardless of whether he's on the spectrum or not. And okay, I want to say to Colette, why the hell do you hate a 7-year-old?
Cameron's over there.
Why the hell do you hate a 7-year-old kid? He's 7 years old. And so what? Yeah, he has autism. Big freaking deal. What is wrong with this woman?
Yeah.
I told Bill about that book I read.
Oh yeah.
We won't get into too much on here, but yikes. And like, who does that? Oh, choose me or your kids.
Ultimatums are like fatal in a
Psychopaths.
relationship. Yeah, it's a red flag. If someone's issuing an ultimatum, like me or her, this or that, you get out,
Get out.
right away.
Leave.
Ultimatums are dangerous. You should never have to make an ultimatum in a relationship.
Thank you.
Because
You're welcome.
you know, like, because let me throw you a hypothetical. Let's say if I was dating someone, let's say, Allie, I know you're gonna hate me for this, we're throwing you into the situation.
Oh Lord.
Hear me out. Because Allie, she's a very good friend of mine. And let's say this person says, I'm jealous of you and Allie together, so you have to choose either me or her. Would you guys advise run?
Yes.
Yes. That's one of the reasons I broke up with my ex-boyfriend. Besides him being an abusive fucking asshole,
Tell us
he's
how you really feel.
he was just like it's either me or your friends. You can't go to any more bars or clubs or slams without me. And he lived 2 hours away, so obviously I was not taking him everywhere I went.
But that is never make ultimatums. And some of the comments here. Good for the husband and Caleb to get away from that bitch.
I wonder what our own children are gonna grow up to be like.
Probably like her.
Or I might go to extreme opposite and be really nice because I have a terrible mother.
I'm glad the dad stood by his son. What a horrible person.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Oh, he's got the bullhorn out.
Oh Lord.
He's got the bullhorn. Justin, we were supposed to take it. We were supposed to stay like
That was your job.
that was your job. I was supposed to distract him, and you were supposed to take it when he wasn't looking.
Yeah, why don't we remind people why we're doing this live stream?
To steal JT's bullhorn. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we're not stealing the bullhorn.
Justin, I sent you the plan. I got the bullhorn. He got it. He got it. He got it.
I gave it to you. That was not supposed to no.
I wish we got that on camera. No, what happened over there? I don't think they saw it.
Alright, so where's the button on it?
The battery popped out and rolled under the.
No, we got it.
Oh, you got it.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't break it. I popped out one of the batteries, but I put it back in. Okay.
It was it like hit him in the face, the battery. It was
We're
hilarious.
live on the internet, so it's okay.
So anyway, yeah, we are here to raise money for some good causes.
Funny.
I think it's
You know what? It's about having fun.
Well, but having fun is important, right?
Fun is important. And don't forget to,
Fun is important.
yes, it is.
F is for friends
Two to stop together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere at any time and all down here in the deep blue
sea.
You know it, you know it.
Yeah, but you know.
Aww.
I mean, you never watched SpongeBob, right?
No, I never had TV growing up.
You know what I think we need to do one of these days?
SpongeBob Marathon.
Catherine, I think you should, would you be willing to watch SpongeBob for the first time?
I won't be the first time I saw my grandma's, but
Okay.
as a grown up, I've never seen. I haven't seen it in maybe 12.
We only won't show you the
15
first
years.
3 seasons or so because it kind of takes a steep downturn.
The first 3 seasons of SpongeBob are fantastic.
Everything after.
I didn't watch cartoon shows, adult shows.
Everything after. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh my god.
That was like the perfect setup right there, wasn't it? It was like,
I thought JT didn't watch cartoons.
No, I did.
Adult cartoons.
Oh,
like he's never seen an episode of Family Guy.
Or Rick and Morty.
Or
what's it?
The Simpsons.
And yet I have a pickle Rick costume.
He's never watched The Simpsons.
South Park?
JT, have you ever watched South Park?
No.
We got some work to do, don't we, Justin?
Mm.
JT, we got some work to do.
Bill, you got the Billy Club. I'll tie him down.
Okay, wait, did you bring the Billy Club? Wait, I was supposed to bring the Billy Club.
Exactly.
Crap! Oh, wait, here it is. Here it is. Oh, wait, we should tell him that, should we?
This coffee is taking forever.
it's
Well,
okay.
But we must remember the message of JT's shirt.
Sting was
It's in the police.
I gotta tell that story when I come back.
It's one of the greatest stories of all time. One of the best things of all time.
Oh, our dear friend Allie is watching.
Hi, Allie.
Hello.
Our co-host of Mixed Bag is in. She's watching us right now.
Anything she's saying, or?
She said we should do a South Park and Family Guy marathon.
Ooh.
I mean, I can't really put it on the TV because then they'll copyright the live stream and then we're screwed.
We can mute it and put it on caption.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see in a little bit.
We'll think about it.
We'll think about it.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna get a soda. Anybody want anything while I'm up?
Would you mind if I have more coffee?
Yeah, I got you.
Can you grab me a Coke?
Okay.
Sure.
thanks.
Thank you.
Justin, dance with the audience. All right, stop.
Roger's gonna knock over the microphone.
I was very conscious of that. About that.
Anyone alcoholic drink?
I'm good for now.
Not now. Good.
Wait, you know on YouTube how they have like those marathon things of there's like nonstop, like it's live on YouTube, but it's
Yeah.
like nonstop SpongeBob episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If only they had them for like seasons 1 through 3.
How many seasons was SpongeBob on?
Oh, they're
too
still
many.
going.
They're still going with spin-offs now. Now that Steven Hillenburg
It's the
said.
Patrick Star Show. Wait, why don't you tell them about that?
I've
You
never
watched it?
No.
I have, unfortunately.
Oh!
Trainer!
Wait. Apparently, Patrick has a sister now. He didn't have a sister. Remember, they said that. Oh wait, no, wait. He did have a sister in that episode.
They retcon it every other episode. I wouldn't get too angry about. Canon.
Yeah, I'll put it in.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you know what? This really shows how disrespected they did to Steven's memory. What do you think?
Yeah.
Because he said no spin-offs. And the moment Steven Hillenburg closed his eyes to go to the great beyond, this is what probably happened that day. You ready? Guys, we got some bad news. Steven Hillenburg died. Oh, what a shame. What does that mean? They're probably well, we gotta get to work on those spinoffs.
Yep.
Now that he's dead, he can't do anything to us. I hate to say this, but didn't they waited till Steven Hillenburg died to do the spinoff so you wouldn't go that far?
You know what?
We try to like raise awareness.
They use
Yeah.
a
Did
family.
the last one.
Warner Brothers used a family tragedy to push Zack Snyder out of his movie. I'm not surprised what studios will do.
Well, didn't Zack Snyder voluntarily leave though because of what
He
happened with
was-
his daughter?
Yeah, but they were pushing him.
Like, go be with your family, Zach. We got it. Basically, like that.
Yeah. It was very disgusting.
And what they wanted to get it out for some money or something.
So they could get their bonuses. Disgusting, right?
Isn't it gross?
Very.
It's in here.
All right.
How would you feel if I told you is it weird that I've been having a weird craving for Dr. Pepper lately?
Well, considering I can't stand Dr. Pepper. Yes.
You can't stand Dr. Pepper.
I'm not a fan.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Why don't you like Dr. Pepper?
Well, one, not a fan of cherry.
Okay.
That's the main reason.
Have you ever seen that South Park episode with what is it, the agnostic family when they like you will eat only at designated mealtime. Beverages you can take as often as you like. We have the only agnostic drink. Dr. Pepper and Diet Dr. Pepper. Is it cherry? Is it root beer? We don't know.
Gosh.
Have you ever seen that?
I'm not sure.
You will drink only agnostic beverages. Nobody know and nobody can know. Isn't that right, Susie?
Hey, who's talking
Wait,
about money?
so wait. If the point of being agnostic is not knowing, then wouldn't Coke be agnostic because no one knows the formula to Coke?
That's a good point. So anyway, let's talk about something while they're doing coffee. Justin, anything to talk about while we wait?
Let's see here.
I like that outfit. I feel so happy. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh my.
What?
More entitled people?
Let's hear it.
Let's do it. All right, the J-Man is making the coffee.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. I also would pee in the bathroom. Not good.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right. I have another Reddit post.
Let's make this the last Reddit post, then we'll go to part 2 on our stream later.
Understood.
Hey, this is a little hot.
Yeah,
Wait.
be careful. Yeah.
This is from Entitled People.
Okay.
Entitled Friend doesn't understand the concept of a white elephant exchange.
Oh no. I can only imagine where this is gonna go.
This all happened almost 10 years ago.
Mhm.
But after spending all morning reading stories on the sub, I felt like sharing my own experience. For years, I, male, early 30s at the time, was close friends with Brittany. Female, same age. Brittany and I had gone to college together, gone on trips together, and were pretty much inseparable. She had always had a bit of an entitled streak to her, but it was never anything drastic. She usually kept it restrained to things like being the only one to pick which restaurant our group of friends went to or having her seat in each friend's home. Annoying, yes, but pretty mild overall.
Okay.
Then Christmas hit. A mutual friend of ours decided to hold a Christmas get-together for a large extended friend group, which included both me and Brittany. This friend, Mary, has recently gotten married and bought a new house with her new husband.
So Mary got married.
Mary's wedding had been a small, private, family-only affair. Celebrate with friends, as well as celebrate their new house and holiday. Mary invited about 30 people from our extended family group to a big Christmas party. It was wonderful. Mary had always been one hell of a cook, and she insisted on providing everything for her guests. She did all the cooking, bought tons of drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, made sure none of her guests were without a drink or a plate of amazing food all night.
That's cool.
Mary had only one request for her guests. Each
Okay.
person brings a gift to contribute to a white elephant gift exchange. Happily, especially given how much Mary and Matt shelled out to feed us all, we all bought a gift. For those not familiar, white elephant exchanges, called Yankee Swap or Dirty Santa in some places, involve everyone bringing a wrapped gift. Then one by one, each person chooses a gift from the pile. The first person opens his/her chosen gift, and the second person can either open a new gift or steal the first person's gift. Third can steal the second or first gift or pick a new one, on and on until everyone has a chance. Then the first person gets the last chance to steal. One rule put in place in a lot of these exchanges is that a gift can only be stolen twice. So if you are the third person to get your hands on the gift, it's yours for good and no one can take it from you. This was the downfall of Mary's gift exchange, at least when it came to Brittany. The gift exchange started and people were having fun stealing blankets, candles, gift cards, and the like from other friends. No one was upset if their gift was stolen. Hell, it was all for fun and we are all friends, right? Well, Matt, Mary's new husband, party co-host, was really good at making his own beer. And his gift in the exchange, he wrapped up a full case of his amazing dark stout that he made. Bob opened that and was excited. We all knew how amazing the beer was, and we had been drinking it all night at the party. Then Tim stole the beer from Bob. We laughed. Bob was disappointed, but he gave it over to Tim in spirit of the game. Then it was my turn. I stole the beer from Tim. Like Bob, Tim was disappointed, but willingly gave me the beer and laughed along with his disappointment. Notice that I was the third owner of the case of beer. That means that per the rules of the game, I was safe from having the beer stolen. Brittany was the next to go. She tried to steal the beer, but was reminded by several people that the beer had been stolen twice now, so is now officially mine. Instead of just picking a new gift or stealing someone else's, Brittany threw a fit. All the other gifts sucks. That's not fair. The beer's the only thing I want. I wouldn't have played if I knew the stupid rule. On and on and on she went. She was making everyone uncomfortable, especially Mary. Matt intervened and politely asked Brittany to just play along. He reminded her that there were still a few bottles of the stout in the kitchen if she wanted one, but no. Brittany couldn't handle not having a full case to take home with her. She pouted and refused to pick another gift or play the game. So we skipped her. The game continued on, and everyone other than Brittany had a gift. With only one gift left, Brittany was forced to take that or nothing. She chose nothing, and on top, continued to bitch and moan about how unfair the rules were. The person who bought the unclaimed gift took it back and gave it to Mary and Matt as a housewarming gift. Seeing that, Brittany stormed out and left. I thought that would be the end of it, but I was wrong. Over the next few days, I was barraged with text messages from Brittany demanding barraged, I'm sorry. With text messages from Brittany demanding that I give her the case of Matt's beer. She didn't ask if I would share it, which I probably would have done. She demanded that I give it to her outright, saying, you know, the rules were bullshit and I should have been mine. Well, I told her no. She starts to get with guilt trips. You make more money than me, so you can buy expensive beer, and I can't. We've been friends for so long, it's only right. You're just being selfish. The final message was from her was, I hope you choke on it, asshole. I blocked her number, removed her from my Facebook friends list, and haven't spoken to her since. Nor, for that matter, have Mary and Matt, nor about a third of the party guests. She lost a lot of friends, all over a case of beer. It was damn good beer, though. I thought of Brittany every time I drank a bottle.
What a bitch.
Yeah.
Everyone, what does everyone think?
What
What do you think?
about her? She's difficult. Trying to be nice here. It's difficult.
You're more
Trying to be
diplomatic than I
nice.
am, Catherine. You're more diplomatic than I am, Catherine.
Just another day for a daydream.
What a day for a daydream for.
Exactly.
But yeah, what a all over a case of beer.
Yeah.
All over a case of beer. That's ridiculous.
All because of you.
But you know what the brewer reminds me of? Do you remember when Buffalo Wild Wings was like first like getting big? They made these commercials. They were like, we didn't always watch the game at Buffalo Wild Wings, and there were these two guys that were at a co-worker of theirs house who was like a homemade brewer.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just made me think of that commercial. And he's like, this is a homemade beer. And he's like, that's a this and that. I have to whisper it in your ear. And the guy has like a disgusted look on his face. But yeah, but seriously,
Over a case of beer.
Some people are really weird about what they get attached to.
All this over a sex tape.
for those of you who don't know that joke, we were talking about the Kardashians a while ago.
And broke Justin.
And Justin said, all this over a sex tape.
Yep.
All
That's
be-
essentially what got them famous.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Kardashians.
Yeah, neither am I.
They're famous for breathing.
Remember, guys, the crew of the Starship Enterprise always has trouble when they run into Romulans, Klingons, and Kardashians. So, what do you say we take a little bit of a break and we'll come back in like 10 minutes?
Sounds good.
Cool.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
All right, everyone,
We're gonna take a quick break.
we're gonna set up another stream. We'll be back in like 10, all right?
10, 15, who knows?
10, 15 in a little bit. We're gonna get up, we're gonna stretch, and
Pee.
then we'll be pee, and then we'll be back.
We'll be back.
Oh boy. Ooh, give me 1 second here. We'll be back in a little